Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final hour of tonight's episode of Play to Find Out the Perimeter. We have just finished up with an encounter in a graveyard with some ghost-possessed people, maybe things. There were some stuff going on. So we coming back. We kind of come back down. It's now kind of like probably been a few hours now. It's probably like say like 11ish or so. We come back down to kind of southern Atlanta to this block, and go into the same building we saw at the beginning of the episode with where Robin lives. And Robin, what are you doing now? It's kind of like later in the evening. It's maybe like an hour or so before your change.
Hmm. What would I be doing now? I feel like maybe just kind of taking a stroll, patrolling, kind of also keeping an eye out for convenient spots to hide during the change.
Okay. So you're like out and about?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. I think like when you pass by an alley and you hear like a above you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you hear like a kind of like in the alley, and then like the like kind of like stomping a little bit, like very heavy, very weighty, heavy feet stomping down the alley. Like you hear like a can get knocked out of the way.
Yeah.
And then so you hear this like really heavy stomping and the can get knocked out of the way. And then you hear is it safe to come out?
Probably, do a quick look around just to be sure, but
yeah, there's like no one else around. It's like kind of like late at night. You're in a not like I don't imagine you're being like you're in like a like really busy like nightlife area. So yeah, there's not anybody else.
Did we have a name for the gargoyle, by the way?
What just popped in my head was Malcolm.
That works.
Okay. Good, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure thing. Hey, Malcolm.
Yeah, and so then we steps out. And I guess since we haven't figured out what Malcolm looks like, in my head, he is kind of like one of those like griffin-y shaped gargoyles.
Yeah.
That sound good? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like kind of like steps out like kind of into the street light. Like not like still kind of like in the shadow of the alley, but like enough that you can kind of like see like a stone beak kind of poke out. And then like you see like a clawed hand on the like the brick of this building. And then you like looks down at you, and then we hear like kind of the grinding, like he like makes a smile on his face, and then how are you doing in this fine evening, Robin?
Pretty all right. Keep an eye out for anyone sort of the human magical persuasion, by the way. Had someone come in trying to offer money to buy out the territory.
Oh my.
That was... I think I shook him off for a bit, but still worth keeping in mind.
All right, I'll keep an eye out then.
Yeah. Thanks.
Of course. I'm just glad to have a place to stay. It's very nice here. Very quiet. I like quiet.
Quiet's good.
Yes.
What I like to strive for.
Gives me plenty of time to read.
What have you been reading lately?
So, have you heard of manga?
I have. Wonderful.
He like nods like, oh, good. I've I've really gotten into, there's this one about a man that can destroy things in one punch.
Ah, yes.
I'm just starting it. It seems pretty good so far.
Well, that's good.
How is your, I guess, do you refer to Bobby as your sister, like to other people, or, to, as, like, your, roommate, or, I guess, like, how do you introduce Bobby to other people? Like, I guess, so,
I probably just say something like we're close, like what I said to Sleazeball McGee.
okay.
Farley, that was his fucking name, wasn't it?
Farley, yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like, people probably usually go for roommate or sometimes assume girlfriend, and I don't really bother correcting anyway.
Okay, yeah. So I think, okay, then I probably just use her name. Like, oh, how is Bobby doing?
She's been pretty good. Would I have seen her since, like, I mean, I would assume she, came back from grocery shopping fine and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, things are probably pretty decently chill at the moment.
Good. Let's see. He looks up. I think, like, the moon is, like waxing, and, like, very, it's, like, near a full moon, so, like, probably like maybe like a week away, like a week or so away. And he looks up and, like, she'll be going through her change very soon, won't she?
She will. It's a little harder to explain two wolves out in the street. If you just have one and a human, then you can get away with the wolf dog excuse.
Sure. Well, if I can offer any assistance, I am always willing to help.
Yep, absolutely.
Good.
Can't always smell you, but you're easy to find.
Should I get something that makes me easier to smell for you?
You're fine.
Okay. Well then, I think I will head off, do another patrol of the neighborhood before I head back to the tower.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Have an excellent night, Robin.
You too, Malcolm.
And then, like, he, like, walks back into the alley, and then you hear, like, a very big, like, whoosh, as he, like, takes off with his giant stone wings.
Yeah.
And, like, starts, like, flying around. I just invented a manga reading gargoyle. Oh man.
He has to scream one punch as he flies up, right?
Oh no, I'm imagining that's gonna happen if he gets into a fucking fight. He's just gonna do some dorky anime shit.
Normal consecutive punches.
So yeah, you're kind of strolling around, and let's see. I think you have a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I have a cheap phone.
Okay. How cheap? Like, is it like the basis level of smartphones, or like
Description on the character sheet just says a shitty cell phone.
Sure.
Do you have a BlackBerry in 2017, or do you still have a flip phone? Those are two different
Hey,
kinds of
listen,
shit.
the new BlackBerry that's coming out actually looks pretty neat.
Okay, do you have a 2006 BlackBerry, or like give us some?
Yeah, like I guess like
I imagine that I have something that's like relatively cheap but basis level smartphone.
Sure. Yeah, one like a whatever, like I don't know if the same like brands are there, but like that, like one of those like prepaid kind of like, oh, I got this it's a smartphone, but it's like running a really old version of the operating system or whatever. But it can
Right,
still, but it
right.
can still
Or-
do stuff. Cool.
Yeah. Low RAM.
Mhm. Yeah. So
One
as
of
you're
those-
walking,
is it one of those ones where the screen's so cracked you had to put a screen protector on just to hold it together? Like,
Oh yeah, I'm sure it has a few cracks.
Yep.
How does she hold it when she transforms?
maybe
Very good
that's why
questions.
it's cracked.
That's
Very good questions. So
I
I think as you're
imagine
walking,
this is why she walks with Bobby.
as you're walking, you kind of get you get like your phone vibrates and goes off.
I pull it up and check it.
Yeah. And the number is it's a text. The number's unknown. And it says offers. How would he phrase it? The offer is going to change from just being money very quickly.
I don't know if I reply, but I'll just kind of leave that sitting. I don't really have much to say in response. I'm not going to block the number yet because I'm curious what this asshole has to say, but
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I don't think he. So you just get that. Do you keep like just like walking around? Yeah, I guess like the change is gonna be coming pretty soon. Do you stick around outside when you change, or
I think I'd probably duck back into my apartment at least.
Okay. Yeah. So you get back inside. Bobby is there. She is. Did you have a description for Bobby? Did you have an idea
I
what she,
really didn't.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we talked about it before. Let's see. I'm picturing. Let's see. So I think she has like, kind of darker skin. Like shorter hair.
Mhm.
She I'm thinking like a very like similar wardrobe to you, like very casual, very like punk-esque kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you come back inside and she's in the kitchen, like making like a late night snack. It's microwave nachos. You know, where you just get like
Nice.
the chips and lay them out, and you just put cheese on top of them, and you put it in the microwave and let that heat.
Yes.
And then so like she like you open the door and come inside. She turns around and, hey you.
Hey.
Out for a walk.
Yeah, things are pretty calm tonight.
Good. And she looks at a watch, like, gonna be changing pretty soon.
Yeah, actually. Oh yeah. Well, while I can, still form words.
Yeah, sure.
Totally forgot to bring it up, but some fucking skis ball came over, like a little earlier. Knew my name at the very least, and that I was a wolf, and wanted to offer money to buy out the territory. Also, just texted me. Well, I assume it was fucking him, piece of shit.
How do you
With
get your number?
a,
How do you know we're wolves?
I'm going to guess wizardry, but Yeah.
That makes sense.
bullshit nevertheless. But
Yeah, magic bullshit. You know, it's
yeah.
Same old.
The
Same old.
text I got was something along the lines of the offer will become more than money very soon.
Yeah, weird.
So.
Man, like weird skis balls
Yeah.
seem like they're just all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
The bar tonight. I think like, Bobby works. She's a bartender.
Okay.
Like at the bar tonight, there was this guy just like kept ordering like he kept ordering like the like a sex on the beach or a blowjob, and all of this the shitty drinks, all the shitty name drinks. Yeah, he kept ordering them because oh, it's funny. I'm ordering these drinks, haha. Yeah, he's a dick.
Right.
Yeah, not even like he kept like playing with like a toothpick, like a jackass. Like
Do you have red hair?
Ooh. Huh?
Do you have red hair?
Yeah.
Same dude.
Great.
Shitty cologne smell?
It's a bar.
Good point. Still possibly could have noticed it.
Great. So he knows where I work. Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, well. Guess both of us knowing about him. Malcolm know about him?
Yeah, I just told Malcolm while I was out.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just keep an eye out for him then. Cool. Well, we don't have to deal with people running this place a lot. That's definitely weird, but yeah. Okay. Something to keep in mind. I'm gonna...
Yeah.
Do you want help tonight, or...?
I'll probably chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go watch some shitty TV.
Fair enough.
And she like picks up the nachos and like walks over and like one arm hug
Just
and then
yeah.
And then walks
reach
into the
over and
room.
grab one.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Do you want to show what you do you want to show you changing to end this to kind of end the scene?
Yeah, sure. I described that as a specific, like, Canadian, I think, breed of dog that's like a Ute Noggin, or just a Ute. But yeah. Let me double check the sheet here, but... So yeah, the change isn't something I get really a choice in.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, though, it's also unless I like try to resist it or something, it's also pretty quick and painless and not a big huge deal. So yeah, I
imagine it's different for certain like strains.
Yeah.
There's probably some like wolves that like it's like a whole like it's like definitely a curse because it like hurts or whatever.
Oh,
but like for you, like it's every night. Like if it did feel weird or hurt at one point, you've done it so much that you're used to it now. Kind of like
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, like I get if for the short period. For the short bit of time where I stay bipedal, I'm like 7 feet tall now. But yeah, just a kind of very quick change into this, definitely sort of like could pass as a wolf dog sort of look. But very, very fucking large.
Yeah.
And yeah, then I just kind of go trot over and lay my head in her lap.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got like Netflix on, like some Netflix original or whatever. She's
just fucking watching Scrubs.
Awesome. Yeah. So we fade out on that. Let's see. I wanted to look up a thing. Okay. Lionel,
Mm-hmm.
when you're heading home, and you get back, and you see there is a, let's see, what would they drive? Probably pretty nice. Like an Infinity, like a really nice like sedan,
Mm-hmm.
like a really nice black sedan, like sitting outside like your house, and you've seen it before. It's this is the car the Yoshida sisters drive.
Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Are they like waiting in the car? Are they waiting
Yeah,
for
like
me
the car,
in my apartment when I get up there?
The car's running.
Mhm. All right. Because I believe I have a butler who would let them in. Like he would know who they are, right?
No, yeah. He would have had they like gone up
Sure,
there.
they're not doing that. All right.
Yeah, they're like
Oh.
in the car. Like you see it like the exhaust like occasionally
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, so you pull up and see that
Mhm.
their car, and they're clearly inside. What do you do?
I mean, I think I'll like. I assume I like park my car in the garage or something, but I'll come out to like walk in through the front door so I can walk by the car
Mm-hmm.
because I kind of suspect they're here to talk to me, and I don't know like if they open the door and say get inside or if they come out or roll down the window or whatever. Like,
So yeah, then like you're coming up to the car. The window, the passenger window rolls down,
mm-hmm.
and let me grab two names.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Name genera probably be easier. Japanese names for females.
How many Yoshida sisters are there?
There are two. They're twins.
All right.
Perfect. So Aika and Aiko.
Mhm.
Aika and Aiko Yoshida. And Aiko sticks her head out of the right side, like the kind of the passenger like comes down, and Aiko like
Mhm.
kind of like pokes her head out a little bit and looks at you. And
Mhm.
do you still look kind of like disheveled from the event?
Oh yeah, for sure. I haven't had
Uh-huh.
a chance to
Yeah.
to
So like,
change
yeah,
or
like,
anything, but
yeah. And I would say that the two of them look exactly the same.
Yeah.
They also get very mad if you if you use the wrong name.
Mhm.
But they look exactly the same. So yeah, like they have like
Yeah.
like long dark hair,
Mhm.
kind of brown eyes. They both dress very like professionally.
Mhm.
Probably like suits, kind of like
Yeah.
but like yeah. And they so yeah, Aiko like sticks her head out and like kind of like glances you up and down, and
I think I like bow slightly, and I think I say like in Japanese or something like "Good evening, Yoshida-san." Like,
she just like sighs and like
Mhm.
in English like, "You've been busy tonight."
It's been an eventful night. Yes. Can I help you with something? Would you like to come in?
And she like looks back and looks out. Sure. And then the window rolls up, and then the two of them get
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like they're like like basically perfectly identical twins.
Mhm.
I think we mentioned it before. But like you've known them for a while, and
Yeah.
they haven't changed. They haven't like changed their appearance. Like they've like changed their styles and
Mhm.
such, but like
Yeah.
aging wise, they haven't changed in like look since you've met
Mhm.
them. Like for like however many years ago.
Mhm. Yeah. I believe I'm pretty sure they know the location of the Fountain of Youth. Haven't been able to get them to tell me, but pretty sure.
Yep. So yeah, the two of them like come up and like
Mhm.
Aiko, sure. let's go inside.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
All right.
yeah,
So yeah, I'll invite them up. I realized that my butler, who I believe is a ghost,
yep,
doesn't have a name.
yep. Let's build this NPC.
Sure. Do you have a name list handy? I would be happy to take a suggestion.
I thought Reginald immediately, but
Funny, I was thinking Wilhelm.
Wilhelm's also amazing.
Wilhelm.
Cool
Okay, let's do it. Let's Wilhelm.
Sure. So I think I'll say, Wilhelm, could you pour the Yoshida sisters a drink, please? And I'll turn to them like, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to get out of these clothes.
And yeah, so like Wilhelm kind of just like forms in the foyer. In his like ghost form is very like paley and ectoplasmy looking. So it's kind of like a person that like it's like a coloring book that hasn't been drawn in yet. Look. So it's kind of like a pale off-white color to everything.
Yeah. He knows he doesn't have to look convincing for the Yoshida sisters.
Right, yeah. It's just, and so yeah, he like forms he kind of has like slick back hair and is dressed like a suit from like a really old suit. Like I'm like whatever year it's from is like kind of up in the air, but like it's just like a super old suit. And it's like, of course, sir. And then like,
I think I like hand him my jacket as I go into my room.
Yeah, he like puts his hand out, and you see his hand like shift as he like puts it like he like moves his hand out to take your jacket, and we see it shift to like look like an actual hand, and that's kind of how like he
it like becomes physical.
Yeah, he becomes like he basically like makes his hand corporeal to like take your jacket, and then he like just turns and like he's like. It's not laziness. It's just like not bothering to like because it's like it's the Yoshida sisters. They know he's a ghost. It's just the three of you, so he doesn't bother like walking. He just kind of turns and floats, to like hang your coat, and then moves into the kitchen, and like his other hand becomes corporeal, and he like digs through. He like opens up a cupboard, and you go up and change. And when you get back down, he's made them both. An old-fashioned, and so the other two of them are standing there with like exactly the same drink, like down to the garnish too, like a cherry and like part of an orange peel, like weirdly in the same like mirroring in the glass. Like I'm not sure, like Wilhelm's pretty good. He was able to get it to do that. And so he's like standing there. Would you like anything, sir?
Yes. Make it a scotch neat.
Of course. He like goes down, gets a bottle and a like a little glass, and
it's been a difficult evening.
I could see that when you came in. He like sets the drink on like a little coaster thing and like sets it for you. And then Aika like takes a sip. Well, they both take a sip at the exact same time,
like,
and then like lower the drinks, and then Aika speaks up, and she says, "Your adventures tonight, anything exciting?"
I'm afraid so. I don't know. Some sort of a unusual possession at a graveyard. It was a favor to a friend.
I see. So you have some connection to the powers that be in this city, the magic users, yes? Some connection in your dealings?
I know some people. Something that could be helpful to you?
Well, we were wondering if you might have heard anything recently about the goings-on, or if you might hear something in the future, if you might be willing to pass it on.
Of course. Is there anything in particular you're interested in?
And then, like, the two of them look at each other,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, they're silent for a little bit, and then they look back, and then they both look back at you, and Aiko speaks up. We would like to know anything about and like she like looks up like thinking like maybe like how to phrase it or something, and like any construction projects in the future. Not any construction projects, of course. Anything pertinent to our interests. If you happen to hear.
So, do they have specific interests that I would know about? Like, is there a neighborhood they're interested in?
I guess like
a business or a,
I guess like since they're not referring to anything specific, it'd probably be like just in a general like
construction on top of ley lines.
Yeah, anything
like
anything
that.
involving like anything that's like because obviously they because like the wizardy hierarchy is kind of like mixed in with the general like leadership of the city, and so if anything gets announced where it's like, oh, we're going to be building a new highway, or we're going to be like doing a thing, and it's like, okay, well, that's obviously because of a ley line or because they're trying to do a ritual or something. So yeah, like anything like anything that when you look between the lines, it's like, okay, this is obviously magical in nature.
They just want to know what the wizards are planning in general, right?
Kind of, yeah. Like
right.
they would like since you're like connected, they would like some knowledge if you can pass it on, and then yeah, I kind of explains that like a little bit, like just anything that they might be doing since they control everything, anything we'd be doing to keep it or show it off. Obviously, if you are able to pass anything along, we would owe you.
I mean, certainly I'll do what I can, but like I said, it's hard for me to provide useful information if I don't know exactly what it is you're interested in.
Well, if you happen to hear anything and think it might be useful, we would appreciate it.
I'll do my best.
And they both take a sip, and then Aiko speaks up, and aside from that, is there anything you need us to keep an eye on? With the other artifacts you've had us take in?
See, that's an interesting question, because I had something that I was thinking of hitting the streets to get accomplished, and I'm wondering if maybe the Yoshida sisters can take care of that? Is that...
We are capable of many things.
Are they, by any chance, spiritualists? Mediums?
They might know somebody.
Well, I mean, I know somebody.
Let's see. I think they're I'm trying to figure out what they do. Like they're not
one of them could be and the other could not be, and it's like a weird distinction.
Oh,
I mean,
it's like
it's fine. I'm happy
I kind
to
of like that.
I'm happy to make a hit the streets roll.
Yeah, so I think one of them is a medium and can like speak to spirits. The other is like I forget the power is called, but like the thing where you can like touch an item and like see its history. At like
psychometry.
Psychometry. One of them can like talk to dead people. One of them can talk to like dead items and like their history and such. And so I think like Aiko perks up and someone you need to speak to?
Not exactly. And I think this is when I pull that vial out of my bag that we just acquired. I have a spirit I need dissected.
They both like tilt their head, like dissect.
And that would be the dramatic place to cut the scene, but the actual plan here is I want to split off a tiny part of this spirit.
Okay.
So that when I hand it back to this demon, I've got some sort of sympathetic token connected to the demon now. This demon's going to have leverage on me. I'm finding a way to get leverage on it, right?
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Oh, you're handing it to like the demon that.
I'm handing it to you to give to management.
Cool.
But you're assuming that demon's going to get a hold of it somehow. Got it.
Awesome. Cool.
It's going to wind up somewhere in that organization.
Sure.
I don't. You don't currently have a debt that they owe you, do they? Do you or?
No, I do not believe.
Okay. So
we
would
have
you like
any
to?
debts right now.
Would you like to owe them a debt to have them do this?
Sure. I will happily owe them a debt.
Okay. Got it. The Oshida sisters will, kind of split this soul stuff and like basically give you something to keep part of it, and yeah. So you will owe them a debt.
All right.
Yoshida sisters. Awesome. Yeah. So the scene totally cuts like something you talk to you. Oh well, I need to dissect something, and their heads tilt, and then the scene like very hard cut.
Just to be clear here, I owe them a debt, but are they also cashing in that debt to get me to spy on wizards for them?
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Sure. Yeah, it's kind of like you're
that's
basically
kind of how. Yeah, we're kind of trading favors.
Yeah,
here.
you're basically trading favors. So yeah, we'll erase that, and they're calling it in, and you're accepting that. Yeah, and they are. Let's see. I guess they're not wizards, and they're not really part of the power structure. So
I believe they are mortality, just like me. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Technically, I'm immortal.
Yeah, they're definitely they're mortals with weird powers. So yeah, they're mortality.
Sure. There's actually a move for
an oracle is power. So like it's
an oracle's power too.
Yeah, so it's very like minor stuff.
Okay.
Or like through objects, like
there's actually a special hit the streets move for people in the arcane network, and it specifies that they are mortality.
Oh, okay. So because they're in your network, they are mortality.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So yeah, they're mortality.
My network is a network of mortals who dabble in the occult.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's probably not like they're not extremely powerful with their abilities, but they can do some stuff then. So yeah, them being mortals makes sense then. Okay, cool. Let's see. It's about 11:53.
I have a very short scene I have an idea for.
Sure, yeah, totally.
So quick question, just so I know if I have to hit the streets. Do I know where the little girl's like hospital room is, or do you want me to hit the streets to find that first?
You would probably have to like get somebody to find that for you. Yeah.
Sure. I have connections in the hospital and stuff. Sure. This isn't the first time I've had to convince a child to sell me their soul. All right, let's hit the streets real quick. Boop. Yeah.
Oh yes, you do.
So who are you going to?
I'm just going to like one of the like nurses that works in the hospital. Probably like one of like the head nurses actually.
Okay, yeah, you're just like kind of doing a general like check with the medical.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, I need. So he had to sign his name, his whole name. I'm like, I need a little girl under this last name. Yeah, like just tell me which room she's in and pretend I wasn't here for me.
Okay.
I think the chick's name I'm talking to's name is like Sonia or something.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you probably know somebody who knows like in the like there, and you're able to get it. So yeah, you you get like the whether you lie or somebody owes you or whatever, you
I just walk up and talk to the guy that I usually talk to about like, hey, I need to talk to this patient that's dying. I imagine
so you get the room and so you go up to the whatever wing she's in.
I think what I imagine, I wait till visiting hours are over and you probably see the dad leaving, like, or something. And then like as he like turns to walk down the opposite hall, I just sort of like put a foot in the door before it closes and walk in. And you see I have like a bag with me, like a fairly large one that's like large enough to hold that jar that I put his soul in and stuff. So I just like did we name the little girl? I don't think we did.
No.
How about Vanessa?
Sure.
So I'm like, Vanessa.
She was like kind of asleep, and so she like.
Hello, darling. I'm an associate of your father's. I wanted to talk to you about something.
Okay.
So I walk in and I like pull up a chair and I put it in front of her bed. I imagine she's around like 7, 6,
sure.
somewhere around there. So I put the bag like on the counter next to her bed. I'm like, see, I'm able to do things that most people can't and make promises that most people can't. And your father came to me wanting to help you. However, when someone makes that type of wants to help someone that much, they're willing to pay heavy prices. And he bet something maybe you don't think he should have, or maybe he shouldn't have at all. But I'm giving you an opportunity to help your father. Do you want to help your dad?
Yeah.
I need something from you in order to help him. I like tap the jar. I'm like, this is something of his that I'd like to give back to him, but I can't give it back unless you give me something. Does that make sense?
I don't really have anything.
You don't need anything other than what you have on you right now. I like take out the piece of paper. I like show it to her. I'm like, I just need you to sign this. I will manipulate NPC.
Okay.
I am trying very hard not to lie to her at all. This is 100%. I'm just wanting to help you.
Yeah, so you're promising her that you're going to help her dad by if she does this thing.
9.
Okay. Okay.
So actually, would I be able to swing this as in possibly like giving the soul back to her father count as erasing a debt of some kind that like her family owes me or something along those lines? That's a bit swingy, and I can see if you say no. I'm just curious.
Since there wasn't an actual debt made before.
Got it. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so
So what does she say?
What she says is she like looks at it and then like, oh, I already signed one of these.
Fuck.
I can sign yours.
No. With who?
Oh, he said his name was number 3. That's a funny name.
How are you feeling?
Really good. I think I'm feeling a lot better.
I see.
Yeah, the doctor said that the stuff that they found in me, it like was gone or something. So I might be able to go home soon.
That's very good. I'm like sort of like doing like if like I'm not really paying attention to her anymore. What did he look like? Or she?
He. Let's see. What do the numbers look like?
On that note, I think it's fair to assume that when I was telling Isabel about the guys earlier, I mentioned number 5.
Yeah, I'm like, what did he look like?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So, he, and so she looks at herself like, she looks at you and then she looks at herself and like, his skin, like she has kind of like darker skin like her father did. Like he has skin kind of like me. He had like it was like a red suit, and like he looked really fancy, and like you know my dad doesn't really like he doesn't really comb his hair or anything, but this guy did. Like his hair was really nice, and
did he say exactly what he did for you? What was the contract for? Specifics, if you remember them.
He said that they weren't taking anything from me. They were just using it. But I didn't really know what that meant.
Am I able to tell if she still has her soul? Like,
I think there would be some way for you to do that. Yeah. So like you kind of just have like innate demonic sense of that.
Yeah.
And she still has her soul.
Okay. Then
I mean, that sounds normal, right?
Yeah. Totally.
I assume most contracts would
Absolutely.
be collected on the moment of your death, right?
Usually like not. I mean, it depends.
If you would like to get a better sense, you could let it out and extend your senses, supernatural or otherwise.
Sure. Yeah. Fuck it. Let's go. I'm doing this entirely for the last corruption point. So ding ding. We're letting it out.
Cool.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
so
boy.
I think you try this and like you like kind of like stare through this girl, and like you reach out with your demonic senses into her soul, and you feel like let's see, what would it feel like? So like I think you reach your senses in and kind of like touch her soul, and like it's there. It feels like if like you have like a cup, but there's like a little hole in it, and you can just slowly feel something kind of getting leaked out, but like everything's still there. But as you're getting this sense, you see you don't see anything or like really your normal senses don't get anything, but then like suddenly you just get this really bad sense of dread, like someone knows you're there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but not unexpected. Ooh, okay. Yeah, no, I think I'm just gonna. What would out of curiosity, do I have any sense of what would happen if I like took the soul? What would happen to like the siphon?
Basically, the soul would still be yours, but like the siphon would still be there. Like something would still be getting pulled out of it. But like you would technically own the soul. It's like you own the land, but someone else owns like the oil rights to it.
Sure. So that makes sense. I think I'm like, okay. You said you'd sign mine too?
Yeah.
I just hand her the contract.
Okay, yeah. She does it.
I wait for her to go to sleep before I take her soul because I'm like I just pretend to leave. She falls back asleep. I take her soul, put it in the same little jar.
Sure.
I think how it looks, by the way, when I like release her dad's soul is I just unpeel the little rope I tied and like take it out. And I think I just like rip up the contract I had over his soul. I think she still gets like the 15 years probably, but it's I think it literally just like flies back into him like after the contract is above because I have no hold over it anymore.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, the old contract's still valid. You just sold his soul to her.
Kinda, yeah. But I think it's still like I ripped it up because it's no longer valid. It's now a part of the secondary contract. So
Cool.
it just goes flying
awesome.
back to its owner.
And I think that's what we're gonna call for tonight. Awesome.
Sounds good.
So we have a let me pull up the other basic moves. So we have session end move before we call it quits. So at the end of every session, if you learn something meaningful about a faction, increase your score in that faction by 1, and decrease your score in a different faction by 0, or by 1. Tell the MC how your relationships to those communities have changed. Robin, do you feel like you've learned anything meaningful about another faction?
I don't know that I've learned much from Power having sleazeballs. I kind of expected that, so.
Okay. Gotcha. Peaches, do you feel like you've learned anything meaningful about one of the factions?
No, really.
Okay. Isabel, do you feel like you've learned anything meaningful about another faction?
I've learned a great deal.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Most notably, if I'm having to pick one, I guess this weird new cult is coming in on my territory. I'm not having it.
Yep. Cool. So yeah, it sounds like you're gonna increase your faction score with wild by 1, and what are you decreasing by 1?
Oh,
yeah. So like by focusing more on wild, like what?
Yeah,
kind of,
actually, let's flip that. Actually, I am going to because I also learned stuff about night, about these weird possessions and stuff. I think I'm gonna prioritize that one then and bump my night up to a 0.
Okay.
And I will, because I learned that these ghosts are or like this weird form of possessions happening. We don't necessarily know why, but it's something to look into. I'll up night 1, and I think I'll lower my faction with power.
Got it. Yeah, so you're not like really digging into the wizards at all.
No, because I'm actually lowering it down. I'm lowering it down because I'm going to roll power next session.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing I don't have marked right now, and it's more fun if it's low.
Awesome. And Lionel, do you feel like you've learned anything meaningful about a faction?
Funny enough, I was going to say the same thing about Knight, but I will also switch it up then and say, hey, I learned this demon plot and potentially got a little bit of insight into corporate office. So I think I was going to put wild up by 1, and I will take mortality down by 1 because I think I really kind of alienated that cop. I feel like we had a really, really not good interaction.
Awesome. And so as a final thing, to advance in this game, basically to level up, you mark all of your factions, and once you do that, you remove those marks, and then you take an advancement from your class. So whenever you make a faction move, from our beginning of session move, if you trigger an intimacy move, cash in a debt or honor a debt, mark the faction involved. So if anybody did anything with debts, if you made any faction moves, no, I don't think any intimacy moves were triggered. Make sure you mark whatever factions you're doing when you do those moves, and then once you mark all 4, you get to advance. And also your corruption. I'll do a better job of. Let's see. I don't think.
It's really our job to keep track of our own corruption and faction triggers for the most part.
I think Isabel probably did it a couple times with the whole persuasion.
Oh, I did it a bunch.
Yep.
Corruption.
I'm not sure. I don't think anybody else did,
that last
definitely.
corruption move got me an advance or got me a corruption
move.
The entire reason I was doing that was trying to get like a. Whenever my corruption move is whenever I persuade someone for my demon, I get a thing.
Cool. Awesome.
You might be able to argue that I triggered my corruption move by messing with this soul. If it depends if Isabel is ignorant about the arcane uses of that soul, or if she just doesn't care. But if I was exploiting her ignorance for personal gain,
Oh
I
no,
want corruption.
it's 100%. I don't give a shit whatever you're doing as long as you give it back.
Yeah.
Sure.
You do whatever else you want as long as I have a soul that's able to be handed to corporate office. You do whatever you want with it. I don't
Awesome.
care.
Okay.
I'm sorry to talk you out of the corruption move.
Hey, no worries. I don't want to rush through the corruption moves. I could take my time there.
Awesome. Well, I think with that, we are good to do close the session and do some shoutouts. So, thank you everyone so much for hanging out with us tonight, checking out our premiere episode. It was a lot of fun. I'm really excited to keep this going. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you next week for some more Play to Find Out the Perimeter. A couple other last minute housekeeping stuff. Once again, I wanted to thank Metamancer, twitch.tv/Metamancer for making these amazing overlays. Like, just look at, by the way, just look at that. Look at all that. It's amazing. It's freaking awesome.
Also doing like art and stuff for characters.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna have character art. We should have it next week. I think there was just some stuff she had to finish up on the characters. So we should have the character art for next week. But yeah, she's did an amazing job, and I'm really glad that really glad that I approached her for it. And then one more thing, I'll just do the Roll20Con thing again, in case you want to go check that out or potentially donate to Cybersmile. Feel free to do that. And yeah, let's start doing some shoutouts for our awesome cast. We'll go around in a circle again. So, Allie, Fidget Cetera, how about you start us off?
Right then. Yeah, so I am Fidget Cetera on like all the things. You can find me. I have a Tumblr that I might start using again sometime. I have Twitter that I'm kind of like less active on, but I still hang around. Every once in a while, you'll see me around on Twitch. Otherwise, right now, I do not have a whole bunch to shout out, though. One thing I do want to say is currently, if you head on over to the channel Power Up with Pride, they are doing a charity speedrun live stream akin to GDQ and featuring actually quite a few of the people who have been with GDQ a lot, specifically supporting the Transgender Law Center. Nice. The current thing on the schedule with Power Up with Pride is currently just live oil painting, but running from 2 a.m. until like 9 p.m. tomorrow. They still have a bunch more stuff this weekend. So yeah, definitely check them out. Go give them some love. The streams are really nice and chill.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much. Leah, how about you go next?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
You can find me at Access Cloud on nothing really, because I'm not anywhere, but you know, you can try to look me up on any social media outlet. I've actually recently opened up a Etsy shop. I make fursuit heads, so yes, I'm a horrible furry. Sorry. If you like to commission me, you can go on there. Unfortunately, I'm not a good person that's sponsoring a charity, so I'm just going to just point fingers at Alice's fidgets. Sorry,
Alice, not
charity, and just
all good. Awesome.
Yep. Power Up with Pride.
Awesome. Yep. Very cool. I put a link to the your
give
Etsy
a
shop.
double thumbs up there. Thank you.
Yep, put a link there. I'll have a command for it once I get the command built. But yeah, for now I'm just putting links to everybody's stuff. Figure 4, Dylan, how about you go next?
Yeah, I don't really have much to shout out. I don't do things that need to be publicized. So I guess I will third shout out this Power Up with Pride thing. Sounds good. Do that.
Do that.
Listen to cooler people than me.
Very, very cool. And Alice Tafcat, how about you close us off?
I'm Alice, also known as Tafcat. You can find me on Twitter and stuff. I'm also on occasion on Blue Moon. I will stream and stuff, which is also Tafcat, TAFF_KAT on Twitch and such. Also, I mod over at Actual Play, which is run by Strauss and Sean, and they do a bunch of other stuff. Every other Thursday, they do Start Answer, which is a Scum and Villainy game. So if you want to talk to me there and watch that, then do that. Other than that, that's about it.
Very cool.
No charity shilling for me, sadly.
Awesome. So once again, thank you for hanging out with us. We all really appreciate it. Join us next week for some more Perimeter. Earlier in the day, we have our Blade show, Smooth Criminals. And then on Wednesday nights, we have an open legend game called Longfall. And all of those are really fun. Smooth Criminals is going to be... we're figuring out what we're going to be doing with... we had episode 18 today, and it's going to be coming to a close fairly soon. We'll move on to something else, but we'll be having our finale stuff for that fairly soon. Longfall's got a long way to go still. And this is just starting, so you're able to get on the ground floor of a campaign with this show. So keep on coming back from some more awesome Urban Shadows. And yeah, thanks again, and have a great night. See you later.